the Philippines where sunlight gleams, Brian Tess and family dreams. By the shorelines, kids at play in a tropical bright array.
Morning YouTubers, welcome back to the channel. Midweek video. Just before I start the video, I just want to explain, some people seem to be confused of the direction of our channel. There's midweek videos. I always try and do an information video about the Philippines or something to do with current events. And Friday videos is our life on the farm, Tess, the family, the kids, just a no bullshit look at Philippines life in the province. While we were living in the city, I was trying to show a bit of the city life and the province life, but now we're out on the land, it's pretty much just our daily lives, and showing real Filipinos how they live, living off the land, growing rice, growing vegetables, just living day to day, your typical average Filipino, not the richer ones that are living in the big cities, and it's not all about the touristy places, it's just our basic lives. So Tuesday, well, I call it midweek, but Tuesday videos, current events, that's what this one is. We're going to talk about the dangers in the Philippines. Again, there's always deaths in the Philippines. There's always deaths everywhere, but there's been another young girl killed, Filipina, not a tourist this time, not a foreigner. So let's get to today's video. Okay, now I know I've spoken before about foreigners being in danger in the Philippines, the fact that you can be robbed and killed over small amounts of money. And I know a lot of guys have said, oh, I've been going there for years, or I live here and I'm safe and blah, blah, blah. And no one's safe anywhere at any time. Anything can happen any time. But this time I want to talk about another death, but it's a young Filipina. This young lady, Carol Jelena Grajo, from Katangan in Masbate, on the island of Masbate where we live, was actually taking money from the bank to the town. And it wasn't her money. She was doing it for work. She's a barangay worker in Katangan, or was a barangay worker in Katangan. And she was taking 40,000 pesos, so roughly 1,000 Australian dollars, around 700 US dollars. Not a great deal of money. And she was with someone else who apparently is the POI in this case. They're pretty confident that was the person that took her out. She went missing June 25, and they found her body 3 days later, June 28th, in some long grass, only around 15 minutes away from home. And her wallet and her phone and her bag were with her, and the 40,000 pesos was missing. The person that killed her stabbed her in the chest and then burned her body to try and, I don't know, cover up. It's not like they use DNA, and there's not a lot of forensics here in the Philippines anyway, but they tried to cover up the crime by burning the body. There was actually 1,500 pesos still in her wallet. So the person that killed her 100% killed her to take the 40,000, and killed her because they knew each other and they didn't want her to be a witness and go and put them in for stealing the money. So they took this 29-year-old mother of three's life over $1,000 Australian. The value on life is very, very low in the Philippines. And the deterrent for killing people is not very good either. I know people in Masbate that have done time for murder, and it was 6 years in jail. and you can keep the proceeds of crime in the Philippines. So one guy killed his family, killed his parents, did 6 years jail, got out of jail, and now owns the land and the family house and is living there. It's crazy, and there needs to be bigger deterrence for the crimes that are committed in the Philippines. Not that I think that'll make a huge difference, but they really do need to start looking at the penalties applied for heinous crimes. But again, I wanted to just touch on the fact that it's not safe anywhere, but it's in the Philippines. People will kill you over small amounts of money. This wasn't even her money. She was the one tasked with getting the money and transporting it to the town. The community bank where she got the money from does small loans for the poor people, and I believe that money was going to be dished out in the town as loans for the locals. So it wasn't even her money. She was just doing her job, transporting the money. Why they sent a 29-year-old girl to transport 40,000 pesos when they know that that's quite a lot of money is beyond me. Why they didn't have a couple of guys to do that, or security. Surely there's more security guards in the Philippines than I've had hot dinners. Surely they could have got a security guard or someone to go and pick up the money and transport the money. But anyway, that's what happened. It was just her job. She was tasked with transporting the funds, and her life was taken for it. Such a tragedy, as I said, but these things happen every single day in the Philippines. People are very poor, so 40,000 pesos seems like a lot. They're going to spend that fairly quickly and then realise that they've killed someone, spent that money, and now they're back where they started, but they're a criminal. It doesn't seem to faze the people, so you need to be super, super cautious. It was a targeted killing all over a very, very small amount of money. This young lady has 3 children who are now motherless, and it's just a tragedy that these things go on, and it happens all the time. It doesn't make the news. The locals all hear about it, and you'll see it on Facebook, but you won't really see it on the news on the TV in the Philippines because it doesn't make mainstream news. These killings happen on a daily basis all over the Philippines, and the locals will know about it. Filipinos tend to use Facebook rather than the internet. Facebook is the internet to Filipinos. Even all businesses will use Facebook. If you're searching for a place to rent or a place to live, you'll go onto Facebook and join the groups on Facebook, because you can't just rock up to a real estate agent and say, I'm looking for your rental properties, and go and have a look. It doesn't work like that. Because it's such a poor country, people don't pay to set up websites for businesses. They'll just use Facebook because it's free. So these sorts of things, the crimes, aren't usually reported, and people don't hear about them. The locals all know about them, and because they all talk about it, and everyone knows what's happened. But news doesn't travel much further than that unless you're on Facebook and you're reading the story from some amateur journalist or wannabe journalist who posts a story on Facebook. You won't hear about this stuff. So people think it's not happening, but it is. So again, guys, I say be safe, really, really cautious wherever you are, whatever you're doing. One bit of advice is to carry a second wallet. I know a lot of expats carry a second wallet around with a little bit of cash, a few thousand pesos, some old cards or something, so the wallet looks legit. And if someone's going to rob them, they'll hand that one over, and usually that will suffice. They'll be happy to take that and not realise that you have another wallet with extra money. But don't take large sums of cash out of the bank, especially in front of people. If you're going to get large sums of money, do it inside a mall or somewhere at an ATM. Don't do it at night time. Don't do it on the street. Be sensible, use a bit of street smarts, and just be aware of what's happening in your barangays and in your province. It can be a very unsafe place, and you need to take care of yourself. So don't forget, guys, to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already down there in the corner, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Check out our Friday video every Friday to see what's going on out on the farm. And as always, guys, from Brian and Tess in the Philippines, we'll see you on the next one, and peace out.